This week, millions of Americans celebrated our nation's veterans. And while serving your country can be a tremendous source of pride, the unseen battle scars of war can leave long-lasting consequences.
Data from the Veterans Administration's estimates in 2016, 8,000 post 9/11 veterans were dealing with some form of post-traumatic stress. Today, that number is closer to 50,000.
ABC 17's Mitchell Kaminsky joins us live in studio tonight after speaking to a veteran. Mitchell, those numbers are estimated to continue growing through 2030.
Megan, Lucas, earlier this week I spoke with Daniel Slosky, who has dealt with post-traumatic stress patients firsthand. The former Air Force veteran is the president of Guardian Hills Veteran Healing Center in Kirksville, which provides a week-long retreat for veterans dealing with PTSD. But diagnosing post-traumatic stress can be difficult because it can be triggered by a variety of factors. Slosky tells me some veterans he's worked with didn't experience symptoms until decades after they left the military.
One of our board members is a decorated Marine War veteran and spent literally years in the Mideast. And anytime he has a certain scent or smell, he goes, I'll go back to that same stress, and he has to do breathing to calm back down again. It was almost killed 3 times. He had pretty major episodes. And he said there was always that pervasive smell from the burn pits around the camps and around the war zone he was in.
The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs estimates 23 of every 100 veterans who use VA care suffer from post-traumatic stress. But for many veterans, asking for help can be difficult.
Within the military system, especially when you're in active duty, if you do seek mental health help or seeking help for that, it's not only stigmatized, but it can also derail your career. Also within the military, you're taught to basically push your feelings down. The mission and the mission's accomplishment is the #1 priority.
Guardian Hills Veteran Healing Center focuses on helping individuals grow stronger from trauma and not be victimized by it. But that process is not always easy.
A lot of veterans don't want to talk about their war stories, particularly around non-veterans, and it can bring back uncontrolled emotions where you feel very vulnerable. And so that being vulnerable and telling your story is important in healing, but it's also important to do it under the right situation.
One veteran Slosky worked with didn't experience his first flashback until he received an MRI 50 years after World War II ended. The congested space reminded him of being buried in a frozen creek bed while his fellow soldiers were being killed around him. Because this issue is so complex, Slosky is hoping that his program is a starting point to help get more resources for veterans across the Midwest.